The college football experience, Texas Longhorns at Texas Tech Red Raiders game preview edition on the Sports Gambling Podcast Networks, presented by WinBet. Bet $100 at WinBet and get $100 free bet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WinBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. We're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. From now until Tuesday, get 20% off when you use the promo code NFC Beast. All right, so get over there, the SGPN merch store, and let it ride.
This is Mike Leach, head football coach at Mississippi State, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes, yes, yes. Woo! Welcome to the college football experience. Texas Longhorns at the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Oh, this game preview edition is fantastic. This is the last time the Longhorns will be going to Lubbock, at least while they're in the Big 12. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dad, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I smoke and I drink and I don't have stress and I'm healthy.
You know Lubbock is going to be bananas. I got friends down there that have been waiting for this game for over a year. 2 years, really, since I'd say it got ramped up a little bit when Texas announced it was heading to the SEC. I am joined by legendary guy, in my opinion, host of the Three Dog Thursday podcast, and he will be calling this game on radio with Tiki Barber. He'll be in Lubbock. He'll be down there in the chaos. Give it up for TJ Rives. How you doing, TJ?
Always good to be with you, brother. And I should just let the audience know you never fail to impress me, because you do that open flawlessly with about 8 different things going on with the same energy and same enthusiasm every time I'm on with you. But every time I listen to these individual game previews, folks, that is not a tape of Colby and splicing it through the magic of audio. That is him doing it live, riffing off the top of his head, playing his own sound effects. You got me ready to go. And all I'm doing is broadcasting the game for Texas Tech.
I try to capitalize the energy of the college experience that I learned in Greenville, North Carolina with my Pirates. So this game, I'm serious. I'm really, really excited for this game. And you know, the just the fact, it's almost like with USC going to Corvallis, these little smaller towns, this is their last chance to get the almighty big schools. And this place is going to be rocking for this game, which it just puts a little target on their back, puts a little extra, oomph, I think, on the game, as I know Texas Tech's coming off a loss to NC State where they couldn't run the ball. And, I know there's a ton of things to sit there and say, I don't know, this will be a game. I love it just for that aspect. Same with USC going to Oregon State in Corvallis, knowing those fans, this is their last time they'll get a shot, at least for the foreseeable future, not knowing what the future, obviously this could be an out of conference game, but let's be honest here. The last couple of times these games have been in Lubbock, they've been ball games. The last time in 2020, I mean, Texas Longhorns fans, they got the luckiest break of all time. They got 2 onside kicks in the final 2 minutes to push the game to overtime. And then they won it in overtime, 63-56. That's probably more scoring than when Chris Beard takes on
I agree.
Adams. Yeah. So 63-56. The game before that, 41-34. Now those are both in Texas's favor. Texas actually won the last 6 in Lubbock. I want to say the last time Texas Tech won in Lubbock was Mike Leach, the Michael Crabtree play.
Yes.
But they've all been close games. I pull them up and I'm like, okay, back to 2010, 24-14, 2012, 31-22. 2014 was the only one where it kind of got out of hand, 34-13. 2016, 45-37, 8-point game. 2018, 41-34, 7-point game. Then that overtime game I mentioned in 2020. So this should be a barn burner. What do you make of it?
We think so. And by the way, some good symmetry because you played Coach Leach at the beginning of this, who obviously had his rise at Texas Tech, later at Washington State. He's moved around now at Mississippi State. And you mentioned Michael Crabtree, brother. Did you know Michael Crabtree caught that game-winning touchdown when Texas Tech vaulted all the way to the top 10, caught the game-winning touchdown against Texas? It led to him being a number 1 pick in the NFL. Michael Crabtree will be honored at this game coming on Saturday night. He's going into the College Football Hall of Fame. They will honor him on Saturday at Jones AT&T Stadium. I don't know if they're doing it before the game, Colby, or at halftime, but they're pulling out some mojo stops. You don't think they're aware that the last time they beat the Horns was with Michael Crabtree? They got Crabtree in the house coming for this game. Yes.
I mean, look, this place is going to burn down. I'm actually worried about your safety. If Texas Tech wins this game, I am legit worried about your safety. You better have a Red Raider hat or something. You better buy one when you show up to the airport there. But either way, this game. So I'm going to make a case first. What would be the key for Texas Tech winning this game? We know Tyler Shuck, their starting quarterback, the Oregon transfer, he's out. Donovan Smith is the backup quarterback. Now he's got some starts under his belt. He started the Texas Tech and the NC State in the Houston game. Correct. He also started the bowl game against Mike Leach where they beat Mississippi State. He's got some starts, but I look back at last week. Now NC State, I know they're highly, I'm an ECU guy, so I'm looking at it from a point of view.
It pains you. Yeah.
So, but I mean, they couldn't run the ball against that's
correct.
Against the Wolfpack in Raleigh. They're going to need to. You can't just rely on your backup quarterback to just be tossing the ball all game and expect, because he's made some turnovers. Go back to that Houston game. He made some key turnovers in that game. They got fortunate, I thought, to win that game in overtime, but I just think they got to establish the run more. I think that's the key for Texas Tech. Is can they establish the run more? Because I'll say this: I watched that UTSA Texas game, and kudos to Texas to getting it done. But I thought UTSA had them on the ropes. If that wide receiver screen doesn't get deflected in the perfect direction to that corner, I think we might have had a game in the fourth quarter. Now I know Bijan Robinson, one of the best running backs in the country, resides in Austin with the Longhorns, but I think there's opportunity to move the ball on Texas's defense. I know they look great defensively against Alabama. I know they brought in Gary Patterson. He's like an analyst. And I'm sure, the defense is better than last year, but I'd still see, I'm still like a little concerned. Like, okay, that was a 1-game showing against Bama. I thought UTSA was able to move the ball on them, successfully. And if Texas Tech can get Tahj Brooks or Thompson, the other running back, going, I think they might have something.
So the two things, when you ask me for keys, the two things that step out immediately, Donovan Smith's got to be mistake free, cannot turn the football over, which he's had a tendency to do a little bit. And then, as you mentioned, Bijan Robinson has been fantastic. So that is problem number 1 for Texas Tech. You got to stop that guy because, again, they've had an injury at quarterback, Texas, with Ewers going out in the Alabama game. But they clobbered Texas San Antonio in the comeback with Robinson with the big runs. He had the 2 long runs in the second half of that game in Austin. So I really believe to have a great chance to win, don't turn it over. Donovan Smith doesn't have to do too much here, and you got to find a way to limit the Texas ground game. I think if you're looking for 2 things throughout this game as themes, those would be 2 of them, Colby Dan.
Yeah, I'm trying to quickly pull up a stat that I saw that Bijan Robinson, he forced 25 missed tackles.
Against
UTSA. All right. 25 missed tackles. That's I'm sorry, I guess all season. That is first in all of college football right there.
Wow.
25 missed tackles. So yes, I think they got to get after him there. And Donovan Smith, 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions on the season. If he struggles, you might see the third stringer Morton, who got in the game. I think it was in the NC State game. But how about Quinn Ewers situation? I hear he's going to be in uniform.
Right. The Texas has announced that as we're releasing this preview. They've announced he's in uniform. Now, what does that mean? First of all, Sarkisian is driving everybody crazy, Sark, on the media side, because he's still not releasing the depth chart, and he's still playing games with that on trying to figure out who's doing what. And for the radio announcers, for Tiki and I, we're having to go back and watch the previous games and then chart, okay, who started on the offensive line, who started on the defensive line, blah, blah, blah. So you have ways to figure it out. But so we're playing games with that, and now we're going to play games with the quarterbacks. Will it be Card or not? He was kind of pedestrian against Texas San Antonio. Again, for Ewers, it's his non-throwing shoulder. So you're wondering, would both quarterbacks maybe play, or is this just games? Is he playing games with Texas Tech on maybe his former starter's going to get a chance to play, but probably not? If you're the Red Raiders, you got to prepare for both of them, don't you?
I think you do, but I also think, do you really want to start Quinn Ewers' first ever road start with him not 100%? Right. I think that's a bit of a risk there. Like I said, this place is going to be bananas, but you look back at last week, I think there is room for concern. Card was 15 of 23, 161, but they were bad on third down, 4 of 11 on third down against UTSA. UTSA actually had 8 more first downs than Texas and lost the game. They only had 51 yards less offense. So that's what I'm saying. That pick six, huge in that game. Yep. But Texas was able to run for 298 yards. I think that's what you saw. And
Bijan Robinson took off twice, for like 71 yards and a touchdown and 48 yards and a touchdown. So the big plays, that with the interception return that you're talking about, that's the difference in the game. You can look at yards, time of possession, first downs, drives. But man, if you make big, Howard Cosell used to call, and the kids today have no idea who that is, but Cosell 50 years ago would call time of possession the most overrated stat in all of sports. So you can have the ball for a long time, but if your opponent is wham bam with a 71-yard touchdown run, it doesn't really matter that you had the ball for a long time. So Texas big play capability will be big. I like what you keep saying. I mean, they're going to have the first sellout in 3 seasons at that stadium. And while that doesn't seem like, well, wait a minute. What's with the fan base? Well, first of all, you did not basically have fans in the 2020 campaign, and they had a bad year last year where, again, you're not going to have as much fan support. So they are jacked, and this is their home opener, by the way, in the Big 12 here. So they are fired up, and I'm fascinated to see this coach, Joey McGuire, the former Baylor assistant, who's the former Texas high school coaching legend in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. This is his first taste of a big time. I mean, it's one thing to play and beat Houston. This is Texas. This is the program in that state, and he gets a chance to go against them. I mean, that on Friday nights when he was coaching in the Dallas-Fort Worth area and leading his high school program to a couple of state titles, he dreamed of, could I someday coach the Texas Longhorns? Could I someday coach against the Texas Longhorns? He gets to live that out tonight. So is his team going to be on point or ready to go with McGuire as the first-year coach? And
I actually still think there's a lot of questions about Sark. I really do. I mean, look, everyone's taking that Alabama game and saying, oh, they're back. I'm not ready to go there yet. I thought UTSA had a great game plan going forward, and it didn't work out for him. We'll see when Big 12 play starts, which starts obviously with this game. Before I get to the line, the over, the under, I got to get us paid. I want to tell you folks out there that the Texas Longhorns at the Texas Tech Red Raiders game preview is brought to you by WinBet. Bet $100 at WinBet. Head over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WinBet. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/WYNNBET to claim your free bet today. So you bet $100, you get $100 free bet. It's a great deal. So check that out there. We're also brought to you by Fubo TV. If you watch football, you need Fubo TV. Fubo TV gives you complete coverage of college and pro football. They got you NFL Red Zone. They got games in 4K at no extra charge. So right now you can try Fubo TV for free for 7 days and get 15% off your first month. Just go to FuboTV.com/SGP. That's FUBOTV.com/SGP. We're also brought to you by OddsTrader. OddsTrader is a place to compare odds from all the major sports books. Go to oddstrader.com/Blue Wire. OddsTrader, the #1 site for all your game day bets. We're also brought to you by No House Advantage. Yes, No House Advantage is changing the game by offering the most dynamic fantasy sports platform available today. play and pick 'em contest versus other people for the shot at winning $250,000 in cash. Wow. That's a lot of money right there. Sign up with the promo code SGPN at nohouseadvantage.com or download the app to get the first deposit match up to $25. We're also brought to you by promoguide.us. Yes, promoguide.us is the best place to go if you're interested in plus EV betting strategies. Go to promoguide.us and check out their 100% track, transparent, and proven method for betting smarter. So make sure you check out promoguide.us. We're also brought to you by Sleeper. Sleeper is the fastest growing fantasy platform today with millions of players. You probably already have a fantasy league on there. I know I do. And they got this brand new over-under game, which is fantastic. Believe it or not, for this Texas Tech game, I took Bijan Robinson over 110.5 rushing yards. Get in over there at Sleeper. This brand new prop thing for college football. I think there's a lot of we could take advantage of that. I'll put it like that because NFL, I feel like everyone's on that. There is opportunity to make money with this thing. So on your mobile phone, join our listener group on Sleeper at sleeper.com/SGP, and Sleeper will automatically match your first deposit up to $100. Once again, promo code SGP at sleeper.com/SGP. We're also brought to you by the Elias Game Plan app. Did you know that the best day of the week is actually Monday and Thursday and Sunday because it's NFL season with the Elias Game Plan app? I mean, these are the official statisticians of U.S. pro sports leagues. You got to check this app out. They're going to give you a handicapping advantage. They're going to give you key insights on your fantasy team. You got to check it out. Elevate your NFL season today and download the Elias Game Plan app. That's ELIAS. Get 15% off your annual subscription, but only if you use the promo code SGP15. Yes, the Elias Sports Game Plan app in the App Store or Google Play Store. Promo code SGPN15. And we're also brought to you by Run Your Pool. Run Your Pool is introducing a brand new Run Your Pool VIP. Yes, a brand new subscription service from Run Your Pool that helps you get an extra edge against the books, plus exclusive access to real money pools. Use the promo code SGPN15 at runyourpool.com and get 50% off your first month of Run Your Pool. Once again, that is SGPN VIP at runyourpool.com/VIP. All right. And last but not least, as I'm running through these things, we're brought to you by Sling TV. It's college football season, which means you need the unbeatable coverage of Sling TV starting at $35 a month. Check out sling.com for special offers. Sling, the live TV you love for a price you'll love. Try us today. Whew. We are back talking Texas Tech. This is, I mean, look, I don't know your opinion on Texas, and I know you're calling the game.
Right.
I don't want to see them in the SEC. I like these matchups where they get you get little brother getting a shot at you, you know?
Well, and you're talking about the fact that these teams are not only Big 12 teams from the last 25 years or so of college football, 30 years of college football. They were old Southwest Conference teams for 40, 50 years before the Big 12. So you're doing away with the rivalry of every year getting to play the Horns if you're the Texas Tech with them moving into the SEC. So I'm kind of with you on that, on the nostalgia. I mean, a lot's being made right now that they've announced there's not going to be any more Bedlam games with Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. It's bad enough that Texas doesn't play Texas A&M anymore or hasn't. Now they're going to, now that they're in the SEC, but getting rid of these rivalries. But you're right. I mean, for programs like Baylor or programs like Texas Tech, or somebody like what used to be with TCU in the old Southwest Conference, and they've obviously moved around. They love the shot at the biggest of the big time in the state of Texas. That's the Horns. I mean, that's your shot of the Horns. So
that's the heartbeat of college football, if you ask me. They've been playing since 1928, folks.
Hello, I know
that's a long time ago, and to just throw that by the wayside, that is why I know you're calling the game. I know you're calling the game, but this line currently. This has jumped up. This, I believe, was opened at like around 4.5. Texas, I'm seeing it over at our sponsors Win Bet at Texas -7. So a road favorite in Lubbock. I know they're on a backup quarterback, but Texas Tech +220 on the money line. The over under is at 61.5. Whoo. I mean, I guess you can talk over under. Do you think there'll be a lot of scoring in this matchup? Or do you think? I mean, this I read off the last time they played. This was like a basketball score. I kind of just say blindly, I'm like, what are you doing? We got to take the over here. There's going to be a ton of points in this game. Yeah, I don't care if it's Quinn Ewers or Hudson Card. I don't care if it's Tyler Shuck or Donovan Smith. These offenses are built to score a lot of points. I know you can look at the NC State game and say, well, Texas Tech only put up 13 points, I think, right? I don't care. I'm on the over. I think you have to take the over here. Joey McGuire. They're at home. This place is going to be bananas. And Zach Kittley's the offensive coordinator for Texas Tech. That means you are going to see a ton of passes.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
He is a former disciple of Cliff Kingsbury, who has been at the program before. So yes, I think you've got to look at points, and lots of points on this. I mean, there would be two things that would shy you away from that. One, is there a weather concern? Well, there's not. It's an 80-degree day, Saturday afternoon in the forecast in Lubbock. And then the other thing is turnovers, what we talked about earlier in our conversation, Colby. If there are turnovers, that's an equalizer here. And if there's several turnovers, that could hurt in the scoring and the point total. But I think we're going to be in for a lot of action. I think Tiki Barber and I will have our hands full on some big plays in this game. I'm looking forward to this one.
Yes, and look, I gotta jump in and say, maybe it's my heart involved with this, but this place is going to burn down.
Are you going there?
Give me the Red Raiders plus 220, plus 220, and I hope they go with Ewers because he's not. Look, you played high school football in Texas, and I know they got some decent crowds. But you haven't seen this place rocking like they're going to be rocking on Saturday. I hope they go with Ewers. If it's Hudson Card, I know he's more experienced, but I still think Texas Tech is primed for this. You tell all your recruits, hey, this is the team that didn't recruit you. You know what I mean? That you wanted to go play at Texas. Wanted to go play at Texas. They said you were not good enough. And that is great motivation. You didn't have that in the NC State game because no one cared. You know, I didn't go to a trip to Raleigh. You know, where's Raleigh? I'm taking Texas Tech plus the touchdown, and I also am going to sprinkle some on that money line. I can't wait to watch this game. Stay safe, my friend, and I appreciate you hopping on the show. Everyone, check out the 3 Dog Thursday podcast. TJ does great work. That's a podcast that I've been on a number of times, including one time I was at the bank. I was at a
during the pandemic in line at the bank trying to get quarters for the washateria and whatever else you were getting quarters for, the arcade, and you had a bandana for your mask with the glasses and the hat. Like, what's wrong with this picture that you're walking into a bank?
I look like I look like about to.
And by the way, the hat was a Washington State Cougs Mike Leach hat, as I recall, that you had on that night. And the last win again is against number 1 Texas, 2008, 14 years ago. Put that in perspective. That's 4 presidential administrations ago. George W. Bush was the president for that game just before the November election when Barack Obama got elected and served 2 terms. Then Donald Trump. Now we're to Joe Biden. It's been that long since Texas Tech has beaten Texas in Lubbock. I will be on scene for this, and I think it will be wild. It's going to be a rocking environment, like you said. I look for lots of points, and hopefully it's a great game to call, Colby Dant.
There you go. Maybe you can get like a removable, a washable Texas Tech tattoo. So if like fans come at you, you could just show them the Red Raider tattoo on the arm.
Just get the hashtag wreck 'em in ink. I'll have Tiki Barber draw it with a Sharpie on my arm. Wreck 'em. Go get them.
Oh, appreciate you coming on. Enjoy the game, and I'm looking forward to hearing from you later when the Red Raiders pull that upset. I am looking forward to some stories. So everyone, give TJ a follow on Twitter at TJ Rives. Well, I'm sorry, at Buck Sideline Guy.
That's correct.
Host of the 3 Dog Thursday podcast. Check that out as well. Appreciate you hopping on, folks. Subscribe to the College Football Experience, and remember, subscribe to the College Basketball season. The College Basketball Experience. The season tips off November 7th.
Wow.
I know my guy TJ, big Memphis Tiger fan. They had a decent season.
By the way, Texas Tech, really good in basketball. Texas trying to get there with Chris Beard, who was at Texas Tech. But you're right. There may be more points in this game Saturday football than a Texas Tech basketball matchup later in the year. I like that angle.
Yes, I think so. With the way they play defense in Lubbock and Austin now, and that only makes this rivalry better. The fact Beard goes to Texas, even if this is football, it matters. It matters, people. Subscribe on YouTube as well. The College Basketball Experience and the College Football Experience come together as one. YouTube.com/the College Experience. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast, and thank you so much, folks. This is the College Football Experience. Texas Longhorn at Texas Tech Red Raider style. You better start thinking about yours. And we out of here.
Thank you. Well, that's a great way to get started. And I haven't even blocked all my kids yet. It's a great night to be a Tiger. I'm here with my family. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
It's easy to see a tide turn.
One whip. One whip. 3-on whip.
Get my limousine right on 85. Get my little jet. Woo! And take off to New Orleans.
Nothing is over. Nothing. You just don't turn it off.
Coaching did a horrible job. The players did a horrible job. We got our ass kicked in the second half. It sucked. It stunk.